name's Johnny. Johnny Sasaki. That's not what everyone else calls me, but we won't get into that right now. Damn. Alaska. I suppose it warrants some explanation as to why I'm here in the first place. Talking to myself, for that matter. I've been told, though, that I've cleared a hill with regards to that particular issue. My life, it wasn't that different from any other kid's. School trouble, parental issues, weird injections, an NES that froze every time I made it to Big Boss. You know, usual stuff. My family was pretty big on tradition, particularly the part where about the picking up of the guns and running off to some godforsaken part of the globe and coming back with a Purple Heart even if they aren't even in the army to begin with. I never figured that one out. So it goes without saying that there were certain expectations, as you will, of me. I should take this opportunity to point out that my interior monologues are always a lot more erudite than my outward appearance would suggest they are. Erudite? Oh, go look it up, you Philistines. Oh, where was I? Oh yes, Great Expectations, which incidentally is a marvelous book by Charles Dickens. You should read it sometime. I never have, but anyway, the expectations. They ultimately led me into joining the army, so now I'm here. Godforsaken island out in the middle of nowhere. And lucky me, I've been given the opportunity to fulfill the next chapter in our great family legacy by organizing the annual company picnic. This won't be an easy task. After all, I was handpicked by the boss for this honor. That's gotta count for something. Oh well, what could possibly go wrong? It can't be much worse than what that Leroy pulled at last year's picnic. Oh man, that was a mess. There's no room for procrastination on this one, at least not until after I have an event selected. And I have the perfect one, a scavenger hunt. An idea as brilliant as it is cliched. Now, all it's required is the right plan of action. Step 1. Create a confusing and pointless ad campaign to build up unnecessary hype. Step 2. Develop a theme. The entire event must have a unifying theme with an appropriate selection of items to hide. Otherwise, the whole thing just falls apart, and that leads to anarchy, chaos, societal breakdown. We can't have that. That would preclude the scavenger hunt altogether. So yes, develop a theme. Step 3, organize teams to... Oh. This might be somewhat more difficult than I had initially anticipated. Actually, come to think of it, in retrospect, scavenger hunt might not be the best choice for these guys. Now, I'm not calling my coworkers and compatriots stupid or anything like that. They're just not very observant. Right now, they're all talking about this revolution the boss is planning. I don't really know much about it. I kind of phased out during the last meeting. His speeches tend to drone on and on and on. Now myself, I'm not one to stick my head out. In fact, in this line of work, that's a trait that gets you home at the end of the day. But I can't really help but stick out in this place, and it doesn't seem to help matters that I'm the only one who thinks this whole plan is pretty pointless. Not just the revolution, mind you, but also the idea of having a picnic in Alaska. The only one who listens to me is the new guy, the one who's always taking the company boxes and stuffing extra uniforms in his locker. Not that he's much help, though. I can barely find him half the time. You know, I can't be the only one who's fed up with all this. I mean, half the guys who work here already have quit. I'm one of the only ones left, except for that crazy Russian guy who talks in a southern accent and keeps going on about death and rape and whatnot. And of course, there's the boss who never wears a shirt and won't shut up for 1 minute. I'm not sure who in my family thought this tradition would be a good thing to uphold. You know, I know what I want. I'm not going to let anything get in my way any longer. Just you wait. Things will be different. First thing in the morning.
At least I have chicken.
What?